I've just finished turning this van from this to this.
With a simple roller, a can-do attitude and some paint that cost less than 150 quid, I just gave my van a DIY makeover on a budget. So here's how it went.
Okay, it's time to get started on painting the van. Well, there's a lot to do before I actually start painting. So I started cleaning yesterday, but it was pretty rainy. So today's plan: wash the roof, treat some of the rust spots, and then start sanding the whole van and like taping it up ready to paint. Currently the van is red and I don't have a problem with the red. I'm not painting it just because I hate the red. I actually quite like that it's different and it stands out. It's very easy to find in car parks. And yeah, I mean, I named the van Clifford the Big Red Van with the reference to Clifford the Big Red Dog, so I feel like now I can't really go back from the red. So I have decided to go for a bit of a darker red, so it's not quite as bright, vibrant. It's not giving Royal Mail van. And I'm also going to do like a black strip along the bottom, and also I think the top bit of the roof, like where the sort of gutter is, I'm going to do that black. So it's going to be red and black. It goes quite well because like the windows I've got already are black. I'm going to hopefully freshen up the bumpers because they're currently grey. So I've got some thinner because yeah, it's going to be easier to paint on with a little bit of thinner. I have got, oh right, you can't even see what colour it is. So the colour code is RAL 3003, which I believe was called Ruby Red. So it looked like a bit of a darker, a little bit purpley. So I've got a big tin of that. And then I've got the 2.5 litre of black. So hopefully that's enough to do the bottom. I've gone for satin instead of matte because I just thought satin would be nice to give it a tiny bit of shine but not too much shine. So yeah, anyway, before I get to the paint, I've still got a lot more to do. Just realised I forgot to tell you why I'm actually painting it if I still like the colour red. Well, a lot of the paint has faded. You can start to see the old signs that were on here. There's a lot of scratches, so I'm hoping it just sort of freshens it up and yeah, makes it look a bit nicer because I can't be bothered with the polishing to keep it nice and red and shiny, so hopefully the paint will do the job. This is a bit scary. I mean, it's already faded anyway. Okay, I've done a lot of sanding, got absolutely covered in it. I've rinsed it off with the hose, but I'm gonna just wipe down the whole van and just keep wiping it until it's fully clean because like there's still so much red dust on the van, so it's gonna take a while to probably clean it off. But yeah, it didn't take too long to sand, but I haven't really done inside all of the door frames and everything because I think I'm gonna do that another time. Now I've got to clean, which is gonna take forever. The hose pipe doesn't get all inside here, so I'm just gonna, I mean like that was literally the first one. I've got a couple little rust patches, so what I've done is I've used a wire brush thing on the drill, just got rid of all the flaky bits, sanded it again. I could probably go even further on these patches. And I've got a lot along the bottom of the van as well that could do with being done, but I think it's probably a job for another time because there's quite a bit. So this will just get the main affected areas, so I'm just going to brush this onto the oh, that was a bit too much. Okay, it is clean, it is sanded, I've treated the rust. I'm still a bit concerned that it's still a little bit shiny, but I think it's like just because the sun's shining right at it. So it's now time to like masking tape everything. I've taped up what I think I need to tape up. Might end up finding more bits I need to tape as I go along. I'm itching to start painting, so I think I'm going to start, even though I might only get one side done. But I think I'm going to start painting because I just really want to see what colour it is, and I might even only get one side done, but yeah, let's get going. I was trying to figure out what the best way of like measuring the paint to thinner is. Well, I've got this cup and this is about like 400ml, and then I've marked one here where it's like 40ml, which should be about 10%. So I'm just gonna fill this up, add the thinner, mix it in here, and then put it in the tray. I'm excited but nervous to open it in, and hopefully you've got the right colour. Oh wow, I mean, that's strong. I mean, that still looks very bright. I was hoping it would be a little bit darker, but I mean, I guess we'll see. I think I need a mask on, this stuff smells so strong. I'm just going to start with some cutting in and use this brush, and I've got some smaller ones as well, but I've got these rollers. They're supposed to be really good rollers for like a spray finish, so hopefully that does the job on the big roller sections. But I'm just going to cut in and then I will come and grab a roller. Half is done. First impressions. It's a bit brighter than I thought it was going to be, although now that it's drying, it is drying a little bit darker, so hopefully after another coat or two it'll be a little bit more darker, because I was hoping for a bit more of like a purpley muted sort of maroony red colour. This is still pretty bright. It's looking a bit patchy, but I think it's still drying. I definitely cut in way too thick because a lot of the brush marks are still there, so I need to either find a better brush for that, or just go really careful and just cut in like right before I'm about to roll over it, so I can still blend it out a bit, because even though I went over that a bit, it already dried. I don't know if you can see, but I'll do a little close up. It already dried with the brush mark, so it's not really rolled out very well. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I'm aiming for at least 3 coats, and this is obviously the first coat, so if it is a bit patchy or I miss a few little bits from like the edges and stuff, I'll definitely be able to get them on the next few layers. So yeah, I think I might try and get this panel done in the next 20 minutes before it gets dark, and then the rest will have to wait till tomorrow. Good morning. It was very condensated and damp last night, so currently the outside of the van is very damp. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, I managed to get the first coat done of this whole side, so I'm gonna just continue working around. I'm gonna do the front bumper, the roof, and then actually I'm probably gonna wait to do the roof till it dries off later, and then go around to the other side. But yeah, it's still looking very bright and red, but I am hoping that it kind of dulls down a little bit after a coat or two. It's also obviously wet now, so it's shiny and everything, but oh, I just got dripped on. The paint dries in like 90 minutes apparently, but it says 4 hours before you can put another coat, so I'm hoping today I can squeeze on 2 coats. But also it's forecast to rain at like 5-6 o'clock, so probably the last layer that I want to be painting really is at like 2-3, just so it's got time to dry before it does rain. The roof is done. That was definitely a challenge. It's really patchy. I think I put it on way too thick. I'm just hoping I got enough in the crease above the windscreen to like properly cover it, but yeah. I did as best as I could. I'm gonna crack on with a second coat of this side and hope it covers up the patchiness. The sun's out and it's still really warm, so it should have enough time. It's 1:30, it should have enough time before it rains, if it does rain at about 5. So I'll do the second coat of that side, and then I think, depending on what time it is, I might leave the rest. Right, I've only just finished using this tray of paint that I made yesterday, so I need to make a new batch. The thing is, the cup I used yesterday has like literally melted from whatever chemicals are inside this paint, so that's a bit strange, but I guess I will just eyeball it. I mean, it was pretty much filled this and then a splash of paint thinner. I mean, 10% a splash, it's the same thing. I got this door done, so that's like almost all of this side. I didn't manage to get the front door done, but now the weather says it's currently raining, even though it's not raining, but it has gone very grey and I don't want to risk freshly painted stuff getting wet and dripped on, so even this is still quite wet because I finished that about 10 minutes ago. So I'm hoping the rain doesn't ruin it, but I think it's best that I stop for now, and then oh, I can see a raindrop. There's a raindrop. Probably will have to continue now tomorrow, and I'll update you on how much it's rained and see what's happening in the morning. Good morning. Now, last night it rained a lot. This is definitely not a how-to video, but more of a learn from my mistakes kind of video. So if you decide to do this in the future, you can learn from what I did wrong and you'll have a perfectly painted van. Where it's like fresh paint, the water just beads on top of it, so then obviously it was just beaded on there and stuck there for like the whole morning when it wasn't raining. So I've just gone around and like wiped all the water off and it's left like watermarks behind. So if you're going to do this, do not do it when it's going to be rainy. Try and get some nice weather. I was just a bit impatient. So today's going to be dry all day, and tomorrow's going to rain again. Anyway, I'm just going to keep painting, so I might show you a few time lapses, but really you're not going to really see much because it's just red on red. Annoyingly, this roller seems to be like leaving fluff everywhere, which is really weird because the first one I used and the first coat I did, it didn't do that. So the rollers I'm using is these two fussy blokes microfiber rollers, smooth. I've got a pack of 10, so I'm just going to swap it out now because I've got so many. But yeah, I don't know why this one's going so fluffy when the first one was fine. I don't know if I've like accidentally used a different like thing from another packet or something, but anyway, I'm going to take this one out and just put in a fresh one and hope that does the job. second coat of the red is now fully done. It's starting to look quite nice actually. There's so many bugs that keep landing in here. But yeah, it's starting to look really nice, getting a bit darker. This side looks really nice, but I think it's just because it's in the shade, so the sun isn't shining right at it and you can't see how patchy it is. But yeah, it's starting to look good. But it definitely needs at least another coat, maybe even 2. So I think it's taking me like 3 hours just to do one round of the van. The bugs keep moving. But it's 3 o'clock, so I should have time to do another whole coat today before it gets dark if I hurry up. I'm pretty sure on the next coat I won't need to like cut in because the cutting in is already done pretty thick from the first 2 coats. So I think I'll just be able to roller it. So that will save a bit of time as well. I'm really trying with this layer to be as like consistent as possible and get a really even layer because I mean I don't want it patchy, so I'm like really lightly pressing on the roller, like not putting too much paint on and just making sure each bit is like properly rolled in rather than just rushing and going all over the place. So hopefully this layer will be really nice. For this panel, this is the 3rd coat, so I'm intrigued to see what it's like after this one, and if it's going to need more. There's so many bugs that have got stuck in here, it's like a bug graveyard. But yeah, it's taking a bit longer, but it's going to be worth it to get a bit of a nicer layer, more even. So I'm just like really lightly, like I'm barely holding the roller, just going over it multiple times and really getting it in. Tray is empty and I think I'm going to call it a day for today. I've managed the 3rd coat on this side and the bonnet, so I'm intrigued to see how that is in the morning. It's looking really nice at the minute actually. I'm going to do a few shots now because the light is shining on it and it looks so nice. Right, day 3 or 4 or 5, I've lost track of what day it is. But this side is now 3rd coat dried. It rained again last night and I was worried this morning that the watermarks were going to dry on there, but I squeegeed it off and it's actually dried and like there's no watermarks. So if you do see watermarks when it's raining, yesterday I panicked and I thought that it was like on the paint, but it's actually just where it's still wet and not dry. So now that it's properly dried, you can't see the watermarks. It's already like 2 o'clock, so it's been raining all morning, so not sure how much I'm going to get done today, but tomorrow is also going to be dry. So tomorrow I want to start the black for sure. I kind of wanted to try start it today, but I don't think I'll have time. Let's get going. Right, I didn't want to bore you with any more videos of me painting, but the 3rd coat on the whole van is done. Like I said, there are some bits that are a bit patchy, so I will probably do a bit of a sand and a final coat on that maybe tomorrow or just like when I've next got time. I think I might start taping up for some of these black bits and just have a go and see sort of what it's looking like. It's 5 o'clock, so I've not got long left today, but it shouldn't take too long because they're all pretty small sections anyway. Another day of painting, another coffee to get me going. It is cold today as well. I would much rather be in bed or just inside doing anything other than painting. I am at the point of the project where I'm so bored and done with painting, but the black is starting to look really nice. This was only the first coat as well. It looks odd at the minute, but I think that's just where the bumpers are still so grey and this is like so black. That is like such a contrast. Today is all about doing this. It's a lot smaller section, so it should be a lot quicker to get a few coats done and stuff. Right, I've just done the black bits on the side and I'm actually like a bit nervous to see how it looks because like I don't know if it's going to be too much, so let's do a little live reaction. It definitely needs another coat, it went on super patchy, but let me just put my shoes on. I'm not looking, I'm going to go look at the other side first. Oh, well, I mean, I did a terrible job. I don't know if I like it. It looks like it's wearing a hat. I'm really not so sure about that. It looks like it's wearing a top hat because of the like lip of the gutter. I might like peel a bit of tape off and just have a look because it's hard to kind of see. I'm really not sure about it. Let's peel this bit of tape and see. I mean, this is satisfying. It looks a tiny bit better without the tape. Oh, no. Right, I've done a second coat of the bottom black, not the roof yet because it's not been long enough, but I've also done another coat on the patchy bits to try and even them out a bit. I really think I'm just going to have to deal with some patches because, I mean, I'm not a professional, but I am now going to, whilst I've got some red paint in the tray, I'm going to take off all of these bits of tape that are covering random bits. Oh, I've taken that out well good, haven't I? And like do any little touch-ups because, I mean, I don't trust my tape skills. I mean, it's not awful. I might need to like sand a bit extra off. Oh, that one looks nice. Oh, there's a few little bits there. I'm going to do that and then I will show you some of the sort of close-ups and how it's looking and basically show you the bad bits because I don't want this to be a video that basically says it's easy and like it's gonna look perfect, because it's probably not unless you've got some serious patience, because it's not done with spray like normal. It's done with brushes and rollers, so it's not gonna. Oh, this is terrible. Right, anyway, I'm gonna do that and I'll show you. I am quite impressed with how that line came out. There's a few bits where it's leaked through that I might be able to either like scrape off or paint over, but that is actually a pretty good line. I have had to take all of the tape off. I did a quick second layer on the top black bit, but it does need some more, I think. But I've had to take all the tape off because tomorrow I've got a service on the van, so I'm hoping they don't scratch it with whatever they're going to be doing. So yeah, I can't be driving around with tape flapping everywhere, so I have taken it all off and it's actually looking pretty nice. I've got to still spray the bumpers and I don't even have any spray yet, so once I do the bumpers it will be time for the big reveal. I'm going to take it somewhere that's not the driveway so I can get some proper shots of it when it's all finished, so yeah, I'm excited.
So I'm pretty impressed with how it turned out. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than it was. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Would you paint your van with just a roller and a brush for 150 quid? Or are you going to leave it to the professionals?